G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Everyone's been talking about this new chapter 3 map. Are we getting a brand new map? Are we going to the old map? I have some huge pieces of information and what I think are two really good theories on some of the drops we might be getting. We had Donald Mustard leak today or reveal that we are having Midas returning in chapter 3. We already had information that Brutus was going to be returning. We thought it was going to be this season. It looks like it's chapter 3, which to me means we could be getting Grotto, we could be getting Agency, but we almost definitely will be getting Vaults and Mythics coming back, which has me so incredibly excited. Also, Donald Mustard earlier in the week releasing information regarding the hot drops and the ship it drones. If you guys remember during chapter 1, the hot drops, they were so incredibly fun, but whenever we had the hot drops and the ship it drones, we also had Neo Tilted and Megamore. We had super futuristic POIs with those slipstreams around them. So are we getting those back in chapter 3? I'm going to cover it all. I'm super excited. We have less than 2 days until chapter 3 downtime starts. Let's just get into it. Just quickly, before we jump into today's video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to today's sponsor, Skillshare. They're an online learning platform with thousands of courses taught by real people in pretty much almost any topic you could imagine for any skill level, beginner all the way up to advanced. You guys are always asking me, Ozzy, I want to get into YouTube. I want to make my own channel. I want to start making videos and I just don't know where to start. Well, today's your lucky day. Skillshare is the place to start. Specifically, I would recommend YouTube Success Script, Shoot, and Edit with MKBHD. It is a course that I myself have taken. I've gotten a whole bunch of really helpful tips from, and it has everything you could ever need to know. If you're a beginner all the way up to advanced, I guarantee you will learn something here. And as an added bonus, just for my subscribers, Skillshare has given me a link to share with you guys to the top of the description down below. First 1,000 people who click that link will get 1 month for free to Skillshare to try out any of their amazing courses, including this one from MKBHD. Now, before we start talking about Henshin, we have to address something. We didn't get Grotto. We didn't get Grotto in chapter 2. We have one more day until chapter 3, and I highly doubt Epix is going to add Grotto in for this one day. But remember, the main reason why we were getting so excited for Grotto, yes, the water level was changing, and I'm still convinced there is someone at Epic now who is messing with things on the map just to throw us off, because they actually manually went and changed the water level twice and updated the map's appearance to make it look like the water was going down. I'm still salty, but let's make it a positive. Let's talk about the good news. Remember, the main reason why we were so sure Grotto was coming back, or we're getting so excited for Grotto, wasn't actually the water levels changing. It's because Epic was updating the NPCs, Brutus and his henchmen. So we thought, why were the henchmen and Brutus getting updated? Grotto must be coming back. Well, it looks like it's tying into chapter 3. I am almost positive we are getting henchmen back in chapter 3. And this isn't just leaks from leakers. Like I said in the intro, we also have a video from Donald Mustard basically confirming it. So from the creative director at Epic, we know henchmen are coming back. But let's talk about the updates we got throughout the season before we talk about Donald Mustard. So Hypex tweeted out, now that Brutus's henchmen got updated in 18.40 to drop 36 ammo instead of 60, Epic might have already teased in one of the Battle Pass loading screens. And again, so we have a loading screen also showing the henchmen and Brutus. So not only is Epic going in and actually changing how the henchmen work, which is always the biggest giveaway that they're coming back. Like, they're not just updating them for creative. They weren't in any creative maps. They weren't part of the storyline at the end of chapter 2. They have to be coming back in chapter 3. Otherwise, why would Epic be updating them? Not just that, we also had Hypex tweeting out that we had an unmasked IO guard, which I'm going to guess is part of the storyline as well. Now, if we follow up with the Donald Mustard tweet, which we got today, we actually got a video. It's quite a long video. I'm not going to show you all of it because most of it's just him talking about how excited he is about, chapter 2, how much he loved chapter 2, and, kind of bringing in chapter 3. But it's what he says at the very end. He's just kind of going on this, conversation about his favorite moments, and then he says this.
So, I did this very quick sketch of a character that I think we all love. Midas. Midas is great. And not dead.
You can't get any more clear than that. If you watch the whole video as well, he's just talking about chapter 2, nothing crazy, and then just throws in at the end, oh yeah, by the way, Midas is still alive. Why else would he be mentioning that unless it's super important to chapter 3? He just throws it in there. And again, underneath that, he replies to the tweet saying he was in the loop when he got chomped. So again, he's coming back. If you guys haven't followed the storyline too much, I don't talk about the storyline too much on my channel because I've only just started to follow it recently. I finally got my head around it and it takes a while to understand. But most of you guys come to my channel because you care about the gameplay. So Midas and Brutus have both been now mentioned by either leakers or by Epic themselves to be coming back in Chapter 3. Surely we are getting henchmen. Why am I so excited? Because they're my favorite thing in the friggin' game. Like, I don't love henchmen, right? But I love what henchmen mean. What do henchmen mean? Vaults and mythics. Two of the greatest things to ever be in Fortnite. Chapter 2 Season 2 and Chapter 2 Season 3 were two of the best, if not the two best seasons of this chapter, hands down in my opinion. They were so much fun. If they didn't drag on, if they weren't so long, because Chapter 2 Season 2 was really long. I think it's the longest season we've ever had. I believe it is the longest season we've ever had. Outside of that, it was amazing. And mythics. Mythics are so incredibly fun. I want them back really, really badly. I know back in the day when mythics were in the game, a lot of people in competitive complained. I was in the camp that I wanted competitive to be more competitive. I didn't want the crazy weapons in the game. I thought they were a little bit OP, but since then, for now probably 4 or 5 seasons, I've been saying I was wrong. Bring the mythics back. I want some fun, especially for arena, especially for pubs, and I think even in competitive, I think they add a really, really good element to the game. I wish they weren't as strong as what they were in the past, or I wish they weren't as good at killing you. So what I mean by that is the mythics we've had in the past, they're just better versions of the guns we already have. A lot of them are just, like we had the burst rifle last season. It's a burst rifle. It just does more damage and shoots faster. Super, super strong, but not that incredibly fun. Like, yeah, killing people is fun. I get it. It's a battle royale. I like to beat people too, but I want the fun mythics back. I want like the grappler. Both the grapplers we had were amazing. I especially think Jules' grappler was super, super balanced in the sense that it was good for rotating around the map, but in a fight, it wasn't as good because you pulled your grapple out. I mean, you pulled your glider out. I think, the caddy launcher, while being terrible for competitive, a bit too strong, hope it doesn't come back, it was fun. And I think that's what Epic should play around with. I would love the idea of like, I don't know, a heavy sniper mythic, really strong, but add some utility to the game. You can then one-shot walls and go for crazy plays. Maybe like a recon scanner, maybe like bring the infinite chug jug back, maybe a rift to go, but you only get to use it once. Maybe like a launch pad that has 2 uses or something. Like, I think add things that are utility based and fun based. Don't just have mythics that are existing guns that do more damage, because that's not incredibly fun. But even if there are no mythics, vaults to me are like the greatest drops ever. How fun was dropping Grotto, dropping Shark, dropping Agency, and just fighting? They were the best POIs to fight at because they were so intricate. There was henchmen, there was alarms, you could disguise, you could hide behind corners, you could camp the vault, you could rush the vault, you could like break in. It was just so incredibly fun. These are the POIs that I thought were, in my opinion, the most skillful we've ever had. Most POIs are pretty straightforward. Who gets the best weapons, who has better mechanics, they win. There's a little bit of nuance to, like building up or basing up or getting mats, but ultimately the henchman drops were the most fun and the most skillful. How you played them meant everything. Back in Chapter 2 Season 2 especially, I was a lot worse at the game than I even am now. I never practiced, never took it seriously, and I could pretty consistently in arena solos walk out of Grotto just because I could outsmart my opponents and play it properly. It's so much fun. So I really, really hope we're getting henchmen back. I almost am positive we are. I just hope that means vaults and mythics as well, because we could get henchmen back and we might not get vaults and mythics, but surely if they bring them back, that is the core of what henchmen are. That's not the only big leak we have coming from Donald Mustard. This came a few days ago, but I didn't want to make an entire video on it, but I want to talk about it now because it's massive and it is another thing that I love if it comes to Chapter 3. So, Donald Mustard tweeted out, ship it, and then he had the hands raised emoji and the eye emoji. I instantly replied being like, look, I'm not smart enough to figure this out. Can someone help me? And a lot of you guys pointed towards the same thing, and this has me so excited. You pointed towards this, which is a ship it flying drone. What does this mean? Well, these were manufactured and sent out from the company Ship It, which was at Tilted Towers, or Mega Tilted. I don't know if we're going to get Mega Tilted back. We'll calm down on that one. But what I do think this means is we are going to get these hot drops back. And if you didn't play during Chapter 1 Season 8, I believe it was, when the hot drop was in the game, how it worked was you would start the game, you would open your map, and there would be random POIs, I believe 2 or 3 of them, that would have the POI name in yellow. Let's say it was Lazy Lagoon, my favorite drop. Lazy Lagoon would be in yellow. If you went there, it would then have these Ship It drones flying flying around them, where if you brought them down, they would drop you epic and legendary weapons. It was completely random which POIs they went at, and it was so much fun. It motivated you to want to try to go to new POIs and try out new drop spots, knowing you'd get better loot, but you'd have to fight more opponents. It was really cool, but it changed every game. It wasn't like there was just a mythic at that one drop every time, so you got bored of going the same drop spot. It made every drop feel good, feel viable, and gave you a reason to try out new drop spots. I think they're amazing. I absolutely love them, and I think this would be really cool in the game. Competitive, it's a bit iffy, obviously, in an FNCS format. If there's 6 games or 12 games and, you know, one POI gets 4 or 5 of these, it's going to be a little bit broken. Maybe turn them off in competitive, just leave it on arena and pubs. Could be a really good way to make it fun, and you know, but I also wouldn't mind it in competitive that much. It'd be pretty cool to, you know, have that little bit of an RNG element, but it makes it a bit more fun. Maybe in cash cups, you change up your drop spot because you want to pop off game and you want a better chance at getting good loot. I really think they make, you know, variety of drop spots more viable, so I'm all for it. Also, a lot of you guys pointed out that they do come out of a building that was at Mega Tilted, and Neo Tilted was absolutely amazing. I loved Neo Tilted. It was, I mean, it's hard to say my favorite Tilted because we had Gotham Tilted, OG Tilted, and Neo Tilted, all 3 of them like tier 1 drop spots. So I don't know. I'm not going to say we're going to get Neo Tilted back, but the ship it drones do kind of go hand in hand with a more modernized drop spot, a more kind of like, you know, futuristic cyber drop spot that has things like slipstreams. So I don't know. So far in today's video, we've talked about how mythics might come back, henchmen, vaults, now hot drops, and potentially futuristic POIs like Mega Mall and Neo Tilted, which were so incredibly fun. These are 2 of my absolute favorite things from Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 when it comes to the map, and now we know we are getting a brand new map from the trailer yesterday. In my video yesterday, I talked about all that. If you want to go watch it, if you haven't, I highly recommend it. But man, Chapter 3, we have downtime starting in less than 48 hours, and man, it is looking good. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please chuck a like on it. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on anything I talked about. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.